A much warmer day here in London. Temperatures touching 80 degrees as on the world's most famous tennis court, the reigning ladies Wimbledon champion Iga Swiatek, after a very difficult, winding first round victory over Taylor Townsend. She gets another tough draw today in the second round. She takes on a former finalist here at Wimbledon, Karolina Pliskova. Very comfortable on the grass is the Czech player who was at one point #1 in the world. It will be a tough challenge for Iga Swiatek today as we continue our Wimbledon coverage with this very enticing second round matchup. And hello one and all, I'm Matthew Owens. Welcome to the world's most famous tennis court. Thanks for having us in for the match. Second round encounter for Iga Swiatek. It could not have been much tougher of an early round draw for Iga. As I said, had to play a very experienced and a rejuvenated Taylor Townsend in the first round. Went 3 sets. Swiatek showed a lot of emotion after coming through that match 6-3 in the third set. She has been very open of late about not being a machine, talking about working with a sports psychologist now once or twice a week to try to manage the weight that seems to be on her shoulders, of course, so much when we come in to these big events. We know she was the heavy favorite at Roland Garros a handful of weeks back, as so many of the big players did. Lost early in that tournament, which was a huge surprise to everybody. Now here she is coming into Wimbledon. We've known about her history on the grass court. It's not her favorite, but she was able to beat all comers here last year to claim her first Wimbledon title. But as I mentioned, now today a matchup against Karolina Pliskova, former world #1, former Wimbledon finalist. Very comfortable on the grass. This could be a very difficult test indeed for Iga Swiatek. Let's talk about Pliskova. 34-year-old has the game fit for the grass. There's no doubt about that. She is, of course, from Czechia. All the Czechs, man or woman, but especially the women from Czechia, seem to love this surface. You think about all of the great Czech players that have come through on the women's side here at Wimbledon of late, and Pliskova, of course, the finalist here back in 2021, defeating countrywoman Teresa Valentova in the first round, spending just over an hour on court to get the victory. She is the decided underdog in this match today, Pliskova is, but could very well be on for an upset. We have talked about how Roland Garros was filled with upsets, both men and women. Well, we've had quite a bit of upsets here to start these championships as well. Iga Swiatek most certainly hopes to not fall into that category. She is seeded 3rd here this year, which is 5 spots higher than she was seeded for the championships last year. And she has got a lot of points to defend, obviously, from winning this title last year. So 2,000 points to defend, which will not be easy at all. So players warming up on the court, and we are just about set to go to start center court action today on USN and JB Sports. Glad to have you all with us. That was a 2-hour match here on Monday for Iga on Tuesday rather, as the reigning ladies champion. Opened up play on center court on Tuesday and really strolled to an easy first set victory over Townsend, then lost the second 6-2, came out on top in the third set 6-3. As mentioned, showed a lot of emotion after the victory, which you wouldn't normally expect to see from Iga after a first-round win like that. But again, has talked about her struggles here on the grass courts. She has won all 3 of her matches head-to-head against Pliskova, but this is the first time they've ever played on a grass court. Their most recent meeting 3 years ago on the very fast hard court in Montreal. Straight set win for Swiatek. Pliskova's only taken 1 set from Swiatek in those prior 3 matches. Sun shining, roof open here on center court. As I mentioned, temperatures just under 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And it is certainly starting to warm up here. The great heat wave, of course, over in Europe of last week. They've certainly gotten some relief this week, but it is warming right back up. And will be a fairly toasty week next week with temperatures in the mid to high 80s. But no rain in the forecast, which is very un-Wimbledon-like through the first week. As we are just a few moments away from getting underway here. And what we hope is a very entertaining match. Perhaps Iga Swiatek isn't hoping that it's overly entertaining. Rather go through with no real drama after the drama-filled first match that she played here on Tuesday. Second match on center court for Iga. Of course, all the players always talk about what an absolute dream it is to play on this tennis court, the world's greatest tennis court, center court Wimbledon, where all of the history has taken place over the years. Ready for play. And ready to see if Iga Swiatek, the reigning champion, what kind of form is she in here on the grass courts. She will serve to start, will Swiatek, at the royal box end against the tall Czech, Karolina Pliskova, finalist here 5 years ago. Ready for play. Swiatek serves for the first time into the forehand of Pliskova, which is into the net, and that's the way this one gets started. Going to have to serve well, Swiatek. We know the wingspan of Pliskova provides a lot of power off the ground. Swiatek serves, misses that first serve too deep. Second serve is there to the forehand of Pliskova. Backhand up the middle. Pliskova then loops a forehand. Swiatek cross court. Forehand cross by Pliskova into the deuce court. Cross court from Swiatek, and Pliskova overcooks the forehand up the middle. It's 30-love. Swiatek at the far end. Toss up, serve down, out wide. Pliskova makes the forehand return. Off forehand, Swiatek comes to the net. Defensive lob, Pliskova, and a drive volley cross court put away by Swiatek. Really found her footing on the grass last year. And it culminated not only in the title, but of course the runaway victory in the final over Anisimova. First serve misses up the tee. Second serve at 40-love. Toss up, serve down. Forehand reply by Pliskova up the middle. Cross court in the backhand. Swiatek slice back into the net from Pliskova. And Swiatek with a hold at love, and we are underway. here on center court. Very strong start for the defending champion. Talked about how grass is not the favored surface for Iga. Of course, she played just one tune-up tournament on the grass before Wimbledon at Bad Homburg, where she did lose the only match she played, dropping a three-setter to Emma Navarro, who, of course, is very good on the grass and one of the favorites for these championships, but lost in 3 sets to Navarro. That was the first match she had played since her 4th-round exit of Roland Garros after being upset by Marta Kostyuk. And it was a rather straightforward straight-set loss to Kostyuk in the 4th round in Paris, 7-5 and 6-1. Of all the upsets that we saw at Roland Garros, that was perhaps the biggest of them. Karolina Pliskova to serve for the first time, and we'll see if the 34-year-old former world number 1 has anything to challenge Iga Swiatek here today. She's a good server. Serves here to the backhand of Swiatek, hammers the return off forehand Pliskova deep. Backhand up the middle from Swiatek to a forehand pulled up the line. Forehand cross by Swiatek. Good forehand strike up the line. Pliskova swats a winner. It's a really good forehand, changing direction on it, guiding it up the line. First point for Pliskova, who, as mentioned, had a straight set win here on Tuesday against Teresa Valentova, countrywoman. Strikes that first serve to the forehand of Swiatek. Deep backhand by Pliskova. Off forehand Swiatek. Short ball back by Pliskova. Cross-court forehand Swiatek. Scoop back by Pliskova. Swiatek gets it back. She's middle of the court, and she's able to wrap a backhand winner into the ad court corner on the backhand wing. Compared to Swiatek, who played just one tune-up tournament on grass, Pliskova played 2, including Nottingham and the HSBC Championship. Served to the forehand of Swiatek, it's a let. And Swiatek, who did not win a grass court match in the tune-up tournaments, Pliskova was able to win 4. That's the first serve there. Lost to Marie Buskova in the semifinals in Nottingham, did Pliskova. Lost in the quarterfinals to Donna Vekic at Queen's Club. And a double fault here as puts Swiatek ahead in this return game, 15-30. But at Queen's, did get wins. Pliskova did over Victoria Mboko. Now, of course, Mboko was dealing with injuries. Second serve to the backhand of Swiatek, driven back in up the middle by Pliskova. Off forehand, Swiatek twirled back by Pliskova. The forehand pulled into the corner on the deuce side for Swiatek, and she's found a line, hits a winner, and she's got 2 break points. 15-40. And an opportunity for Iga to claim a very early lead. Pliskova serves. It's a let on the first serve.
Move forward to the short ball, hits it, goes back to the baseline, expecting another short ball, but not taking any chances really coming forward, but she moves.
Second serve, Pliskova out wide, really cracked it. Good deep return, Swiatek picked up by Pliskova and floated long. It was a tremendous return from Iga, and she gets the opening break, so straight out of the box. The reigning champion with a lead, 2 games to love. Terrific start for Swiatek. And we'll look to consolidate the break. Serving on this side nearest to us. Toss up, serve down, out wide. Pliskova's return is lashed into the net. Love. Up the tee, terrific serve. Pliskova's return is rimmed into the net, and it's all Swiatek here early. She's only dropped the 1 point. 30 love. Iga falls into the service motion, out wide the kick, forehand by Pliskova, cross-court backhand Swiatek, Pliskova defends it back, wrapping a cross-court forehand Swiatek, Pliskova can't get that back on the stretch, and Iga is in the mood here today. 40 love. She's still only dropped 1 point, and she's hitting her marks early, moving very well. High ball toss, serve is deep to the backhand of Pliskova, forehand up the middle by Iga, and into the net goes Pliskova, so Iga Swiatek consolidates the break, and she has come out with a flying start. 3 games to love ahead of Karolina Pliskova as we are underway on center court, day 4 of the championships. And for Iga Swiatek, she could not have asked for a better start than what she has had here today. Again, Pliskova, the finalist here in 2021, where she lost to Ash Barty in a 3-set final. Of course, that's when Pliskova, right around the time where she was having the real peak of her career, has made 2 Grand Slam finals that included the U.S. Open in 2016, where she lost to Angelique Kerber, has still not gotten that Grand Slam title that at one point, right around 8 or 10 years ago, you thought was a guarantee. Has dealt with injuries of late. She's gotten healthy. This is her favored surface. But of course, getting up there in age, turned 34 this past March. Did Karolina Pliskova, who is up against it here. Down a break right out of the gates, and love 3. Serving into the net. Swaying back and forth on the baseline here. Second serve, Pliskova has missed up the tee, and it's a double fault. It's not getting much better right now for Pliskova, who's really facing a difficult challenge. You'd like to be able to work your way into a match like this. Well, she's not had that luxury. Serves to the forehand of Swiatek, driven return, backpedaling cross-court forehand Pliskova, big angle forehand Swiatek, scooped back defensively by Pliskova, forehand cross Swiatek, scooped again by Pliskova, and Swiatek's there, eats up a forehand that she guides up the line for a winner, and already it's love 30, and this is trouble for Karolina Pliskova. She's only won 1 point to this point. Serve to the backhand of Swiatek. Short golfed return off forehand Pliskova to the net. Swiatek tries to pass her. Pliskova sticks the racket out, stabs it, but it's into the net. And it's love 40. And it's 3 break points for Swiatek to claim a very early, large lead. Pliskova serves to the backhand of Swiatek. It's a let. Second serve, or still first serve rather, is into the net at 116. Serve was always one of her biggest weapons. That long wingspan. Second serve up the tee. Swiatek cracks a forehand winner on the return. My goodness. It's 4 love. And this reminds you of the final from last year, as Swiatek has come out of the gates here winning 16 of the match's first 17 points. It's just about pitching a shutout. Iga to serve at the Royal box end. Out wide, Pliskova blocks the return back. Swiatek steps into a backhand, goes on an off angle, and just misses the line. It's only the second point she's conceded. Serve up the tee, Pliskova swats it back, looping forehand is long from Swiatek. And at this point for Karolina Pliskova, any kind of positivity you can get right now, you'll take. And she's at love 30. Serve into the net here from Iga. Second serve is, drifted long. So, Swiatek, who only gave up 1 point in the first 4 games, has given up 3 in this one. And Pliskova's got a chance to get 1 break back. Love 40. First serve, that is a let, as you hear from Iga. That just crawled into the service area off the let cord. Still first serve, she bangs it into the forehand of Pliskova, forehand up the line from Iga, forehand cross from Pliskova, up the line, well-struck forehand, Swiatek, slice back by Pliskova, picked up, and an off forehand from Swiatek deep into the ad court corner, lobbed up by Pliskova, and then Swiatek takes it deep in the court and overhead, and knifes away a cross-court winner. It's a good defensive lob from Pliskova to buy herself time. Swiatek was able to get up and down very well on that deep in the court and very sharp angled overhead. Serves out wide. Pliskova makes the return. Steering a backhand cross court. Swiatek defended back by Pliskova. Swiatek takes it out of the air. Off forehand winner. She saved 2 break points. This golden opportunity for Pliskova. She doesn't want to give it away. Swiatek serves, misses long. Taking her time before the second serve, and now we'll let that ball toss drop and start again. And then one more time. The wind has really picked up here. Oh, and missed the second serve, so Pliskova gets 1 break back and gets on the board and perhaps a foot into the match. Still Swiatek by a break. Well, let's talk about the card today here at the championships on center court. Later today, you'll have Archer Feast taking on Matteo Berrettini. That could be, I mean, that comes across as a coin flip kind of a match. Berrettini playing really well of late, trying to finally get healthy. Former Wimbledon champion Elena Rybakina takes on Katie McNally in the third match here on center court today. Rybakina seated second, red hot, coming in to Wimbledon, taking on McNally, ranked 50th in the world from Cincinnati, Ohio. Court 1 card, Madison Keys, flying start for Madison, 6-1, taking the first set over Katie Swan, one of the few British players left. Alex Zverev will be on court number 1 later against Valentine Royer. And then the final match on court 1 includes Jakub Minchik taking on Grigor Dimitrov, who, of course, got back to a winning return here at Wimbledon. Court 2, Taylor Fritz has already won in straight sets, beating a fellow American, Patrick Kipson. So Fritz is on through to the 3rd round as Pliskova serves after getting that break back. Backhand return by Swiatek. Cross-court the backhand, Pliskova. On the sprint, Swiatek with the backhand. Up the line, deep backhand. That's a winner from Pliskova. Well struck. And perhaps Pliskova has calmed herself here, getting the break. Also right now on court 2, Rafael Hodar is 1 game away from forcing a 5th set against Pablo Carreño Busta in the all-Spanish matchup. Carreño Busta up 2-1, but Hodar up 5-3 in the 4th. Pliskova misses the tee by quite a margin. That serve. All-American matchup later on court 2 is really good. Amanda Anisimova and Sofia Kenin. Pliskova serves. Forehand reply by Swiatek. Off forehand, Pliskova goes back door. Hits a winner. Also, Frances Tiafoe's on the number 2 court later today, playing Jan Hunsky. And so too is Jasmine Paolini on court 2 against Victoria Goljevic. 30-love serve. Pliskova up the tee. Just got it back by Swiatek. Now into a backhand rally. Cross-court Pliskova. Big angled backhand by Swiatek. Pliskova unable to dig that out and get it back in play. 30-15. Alex de Minaur already a winner today over Adrian Manarino. Straight set win in less than 2 hours. And Maya Joint has taken the first set from Alexandra Iala on court 3. Pliskova serves into the net. Iala seeded it now in this major. First time she's been seeded at a slam for the Filipino. Pliskova serves a let. Linda Noskova could be a real sleeper here as Swiatek with a backhand return short. Up the line, Pliskova. Cross-court forehand, Swiatek. Pliskova on the move. Scoops it back defensively. Changing direction one more time. Swiatek hits a forehand winner in the ad court. It's 30-all. She is really changing direction on an elite level here early. Mentioned Linda Noskova, another one of those Czech women that always seem to pop up here at Wimbledon. She's seeded 9th. She plays her second-round match later today against Camila Osorio. Pliskova at the Royal Box end of center court. Down a break, 1-4, 30-all. Serves to the backhand of Swiatek. Short return by Swiatek, and then she defends it back, and Pliskova swats a forehand into the bottom of the net, and Swiatek with a break back point to get that double break lead instated again. Pliskova serves in the net, and a chance for Swiatek to attack a second serve here if she chooses. Oh, it's up the tee. It's really good. Short ball back by Iga, but Pliskova has picked it up and sliced it with a forehand cross-court wide, so Swiatek breaks again, and now is on the brink of this first set at 5-1, and that's going to be a real letdown for Karolina Pliskova to give the break right back up. So in less than half an hour, Iga Swiatek serving for this first set. Forehand of Pliskova cross-court, picked up by Swiatek. Big forehand from Pliskova. Swiatek defends it back, deuce court corner deep. Cross-court and wide from Pliskova. Wind has really picked up here over the last 5 or 10 minutes. Swiatek, big serve, backhand by Pliskova, cross-court forehand. Swiatek steered back into the net from Pliskova. And Swiatek here, a couple of points away. Dirty love. Swiatek serves, forehand to Pliskova, cross-court, missed it. As it's just floated long, and some set points now for Iga Swiatek to take what would be a very dominant opening set here.
Is the defending champion. Set point.
Swiatek is into the net. Second serve, toss up, serve is into the net, so a double fault from Iga, her second of this set. Just across 2 o'clock in London. And Swiatek serves to the forehand of Pliskova, big return, slice back but into the net from Iga. Pliskova really cracking that return. Two set points pushed away by Pliskova. Can she do it one more time? Swiatek serves to the forehand of Pliskova, up the middle, backpedaling forehand, looped back by Swiatek, driven backhand by Pliskova, cross-court backhand, Swiatek up the line, Pliskova, oh, and steering a forehand winner into the deuce court, cross-court is Swiatek, and that wraps up a first set, which was one-way traffic, 6-1, the reigning champion. Off to a flying start here, as she was on Tuesday, when she was forced to go 3 sets. She'll try to avoid that here this afternoon. 6-1, the first set to the reigning champion from Poland, Iga Swiatek. Won 80% of points on her first serve, did Iga. Karolina Pliskova's number there, striking. 22% of points won on her first serve. And the total points won is really quite the gulf between them, 26-9 in favor of Swiatek, who hit 9 winners, just 5 unforced errors. That ratio for Pliskova much worse, 3 winners, 8 unforced. If you're listening on JB Sport, coverage continues all day long around the grounds. And JB himself, Josh Birch, will be with you later in the day for Elena Rybakina and Katie McNally. Should be a really good one. As our coverage continues across the fortnight. Meanwhile, we have Brandon Nakashima and Jan Lennard Struff in a 5th set. Nakashima, the American, is up 4-3, up a break in the 5th set. But he is at deuce in this service game, so could get very, very tight in that 5th set out on court 12 as Nakashima tries to make his way into the 3rd round. Second set to begin here with Pliskova serving up the tee. Swiatek's return is high into the sky. Pliskova takes an overhead out of the air. Swiatek defends it back, but it's long. That first set took 27 minutes for Iga Swiatek to win by 6-1. Pliskova hoping to be more competitive here in the second. Serves to the forehand of Swiatek. Picked up the middle by Pliskova. Forehand straight up the middle, Swiatek off forehand by Pliskova. Forehand guided up the middle by Swiatek, who then steers it up the line. Cross court the forehand Pliskova. Cross court forehand by Swiatek. Up the line Pliskova. Backhand cross by Swiatek. Slice back by Pliskova. Picked up. Swiatek deep forehand. Looped back by Pliskova deep in the deuce court corner, and Swiatek picks it up and just hits a forehand winner up the line.
15.
Hitting the ball so cleanly right now. Iga Swiatek. 15 all. Pliskova serves out wide. Swiatek bunts the return back. Miss hit backhand by Pliskova, but she got it in play, and there was so much spin to it. Swiatek didn't know what to do with it and hits it out of play into the tram lines. It was a miss hit backhand there by Pliskova, but worked out for her in the end. She'll take whatever she can get right now, 30-15. Into the net on the first serve. Second serve, Pliskova to the forehand of Swiatek, looped back. Golfed up the middle by Pliskova. Big backhand cross-court. Swiatek up the line, the backhand Pliskova. And again, forehand cross by Swiatek is so well hit with so much pace. It's a winner. We know her ground strokes are among the hardest hit in the women's game. And right now is Pliskova's just no match for it. 30 all. High ball toss from Pliskova. Serve out wide. Swiatek gets it back. Scoop back in the deuce court by Pliskova. Forehand cross Swiatek. And Pliskova on the full stretch, unable to defend it back. And Swiatek with a break point in the opening game of the second set. Pliskova serves out wide, blocked back by Swiatek. Backdoor forehand by Pliskova proves to be a winner into the ad court. She off-foot Swiatek, crowd trying to get behind Karolina Pliskova here as she saves a break point and gets to deuce. Deuce serve at the near end, Pliskova up the tee. Swiatek backhand return, middle of the court. Off forehand Pliskova. Swiatek defends it into the net. And Pliskova with a game point. Pliskova serves to the forehand of Swiatek, steered back up the middle. Pliskova short. Cross-court forehand, though. Swiatek misfires, and Pliskova able to save a break point. Hold her serve to start the second set, and that's much needed there from Pliskova. As she nudges her way out in front to start this second set. Has not been a good start, though, for Pliskova, but able to get a game under her belt here early to start the second. Again, she has never beaten Iga Swiatek before. And it would prove to be difficult task to beat her today, it would seem, the way she's hitting the ball. Swiatek to serve. Into the net. And the second serve kicked into the forehand of Pliskova, cross-court, deep return, picked up by Swiatek, and steered up the line by Pliskova on the backhand. Swiatek gets it back into a rally here, driven forehand up the middle, Pliskova, and the forehand backpedaling into the bottom of the net from Swiatek. Pliskova Gets a big reaction from the crowd there. They would obviously like to see the match go as long as it possibly can. Meanwhile, going to keep you updated on Nakashima and Struff, who are towards the end of their 5th set. Swiatek, love 15. Toss up, serve down, up the tee, misses. Again, that is court 12, where Nakashima and Struff are at 5-4 in the 5th. Nakashima serving for the match. Serve out wide, Swiatek. Pliskova able to block it back. Swiatek up the line, and Pliskova's into the net on the forehand wing. Nakashima made a nice run in Paris. Ended up losing on the 2nd weekend to Felix Auger-Aliassime. Swiatek serves, blocked back by Pliskova, floated back to a backpedaling forehand by Swiatek, but then it's a forehand that gets away from Pliskova and floats long. 30-15. Swiatek at the near end. Falls into the service motion and misses the tee. Now pauses, does Swiatek before the 2nd serve. Now puts it into the net. It's a double fault. Meanwhile, Struff has 2 break points to get back on level terms with Nakashima. Over on court 12, it's 15-40. That match heading towards the 4-hour mark. Struff has not broken the Nakashima serve in the match. There's been 3 tie breaks of the 4 sets played. Nakashima serves and misses, facing 2 break points as we continue to follow the match on center court as well. Into a rally, Pliskova loops a forehand deep, forehand of Swiatek, Pliskova right up the middle, off forehand from Swiatek, cross court the backhand Pliskova, steered back by Swiatek, up the middle Pliskova, backpedaling off forehand Swiatek, missing the backhand is Pliskova, and Struff has broken Nakashima. It's 5-all in the 5th on court 12. Oh, Struff gets his first break of the match when he absolutely needed it. Backed into a corner, the German comes out and gets a break, and it's 5-all in the 5th on court 12. Meanwhile, Swiatek won that deep rally, now serves to the forehand of Pliskova. Backhand cross by Swiatek, sliced up the middle Pliskova. Just inside the baseline, was it? Swiatek didn't think so. Hit a backhand long, did Swiatek, but she thought that the slice from Pliskova missed the baseline. It's deuce. So it's 5-all in the 5th on court 12, and now Struff serving after getting the break. What terrific action there. As Swiatek serves, sharp return Pliskova, scoop back Swiatek, spoon feeding a backhand Pliskova, backhand cross Swiatek, up the middle Pliskova, and the 2-fisted backhand by Swiatek's into the net. Pliskova's got a break point here. Wouldn't have expected that. But Pliskova with a chance to get an early lead here in this 2nd set, which would be against the run of play. Pliskova digs her heels in. Only about a foot or 2 beyond the baseline. Swiatek serves. Backhand reply, Pliskova up the middle. Swiatek's backhand is deep. Forehand by Pliskova. Off forehand, Swiatek. Has she found the line? No. It's drifted wide. Pliskova's got the break. And Pliskova's got the lead in the 2nd set, 2-0. Definitely against the run of play. And is there a twist in this second set like there was for Swiatek against Townsend here on Tuesday. Pliskova to consolidate the break. Royal box end of center court, and it's an ace up the tee at 118 miles per hour. And Swiatek definitely had some stress on her face when that backhand she thought was long was not in the last game. And perhaps Swiatek understands that she doesn't want to give Pliskova any kind of momentum here. Pliskova missed the first serve. Here's the second. She's missed that too. Into the net, and she follows the ace up with a double fault immediately.
For many, many years.
Meanwhile, Struff, after that break, is at deuce in the service game. Backhand return Swiatek. Backdoor backhand by Pliskova. Swiatek got to it, but a top spin forehand missed long, and it's 30-15, so it's 5-all deuce in the fifth set on court 12. You could not be any more level than that. And Struff missed the first serve. 3 hours, 56 minutes on court for these two. Struff's second serve is to the backhand of Nakashima deep. Struff picks it up. Nakashima, is into the net. Meanwhile, here on center court, Pliskova guides a backhand up the line. Steered back by Swiatek. Defended by Pliskova. Backpedaling forehand, crossed by Swiatek. Good angle forehand by Pliskova. Cross court Swiatek. Deep, too deep from Pliskova. Swiatek into this return game at 30-all. Pliskova, high ball toss, serve down out wide. Swiatek cracks a deep return. Off backhand by Pliskova. Off the let cord, Swiatek's forehand falls over the net and ends up being a winner to get a break point. She throws her racket up in the fake apology. And a break point for Swiatek to get right back on serve here in the second. Pliskova serves in the net. Still 5-all deuce, fifth set on court 12. Pliskova's second serve. Oh boy, it's another double fault, her second of the game. Swiatek breaks back. And just as quickly as she went ahead in this second set, we're right back on serve, and that is a letdown game for Karolina Pliskova. Meanwhile, Jan-Lennard Struff just struck a 138-mile-per-hour ace. He's got a game point to try to get to 6-5 in the fifth against Brandon Nakashima. Twirling the racket in his hand is Struff. High ball toss. Serve is down. It's a let. Meanwhile, Madison Keys is at 3-all in the second on Swan. That's out on the number 1 court. Keep you updated there after Keys won the first set. Struff serves. Oh, my goodness. Struff unable to find the tee on that serve as it just ricocheted off the let cord and missed the tee just marginally. Unfortunate break there for Struff. Forces his way into a second serve. Struff puts it in. Nakashima twirls it back. Forehand cross by Struff. Cross court from Nakashima. Big forehand by Struff. Nakashima's unable to pick it up. And Struff is held. Moves ahead 6-5 in the fifth. Nakashima will be serving to stay in Wimbledon and try to force a match tiebreak. That on court 12. Meanwhile, on center court, Swiatek got the break back, and now, after the change of end, serving. Royal box end, and going too long on the first serve. Second serve is also long, so a double fault to start the fourth game of the second set from Iga Swiatek. Currently IBM Watson X as Swiatek up the tee with a serve that Pliskova cannot get back with a forehand return. IBM Watson X currently shows that the likelihood to win this match is Iga Swiatek 86%. Don't ask me how they arrive at those numbers. Swiatek out wide serves, terrific placement. Swiatek unable, or Pliskova rather, unable to get it back. It's 30-15. Pliskova only won 9 points the entire first set. She has won 13 here in this second set. 30-15 serve. Kicked up the tee. Pliskova makes the return. Cross-court the backhand Swiatek. Swung back by Pliskova. Cross-court forehand Swiatek. Full stretch Pliskova. Short ball Swiatek. Unable to do much with it. Up the middle the forehand by Pliskova. Staggering to it Swiatek. Rally continues and now it ends as Swiatek misses a forehand long and then yells out in frustration to her box. You know, she's playing well here. Much better than she did on Tuesday, but she still seems to be just aggravated. It's 30-all. Meanwhile, on court 12, it's Love 30, and Struff is now 2 points away from the match. Nakashima needs to come up with big serves, and does there. Serve out wide that Struff gets back long. Serve out wide by Swiatek. Cracked back by Pliskova deep. Picked up the line Swiatek. Somehow guided it down the line and in. Pliskova got it back. Forehand cross by Swiatek. Scoop back Pliskova. Up the line Swiatek. Pliskova side to side defending. Slices the backhand long. Nakashima serves out wide, misses at 15-30. Trying to force a match tiebreak out on court 12 is Nakashima. Here he is serving to the backhand of Struff, who mishits the return. It's 30-all. Digs himself out of a Love 30 hole there to get to 30-all, Nakashima. Here's Swiatek, a game point. 40-30, serves to the backhand of Pliskova, hammered return. Oh, and the backhand is straight into the net from Swiatek down to a knee to hit it. Hasn't gotten it over the lowest part of the net. Served by Nakashima, and the return by Struff is pushed into the bottom of the net. Nakashima has won 3 points in a row. Meanwhile, Keys faces a break point on court 1, 30-40 at 4-3 in the second. Keys serves out wide. Swan steers a return back. Keys goes cross-court on the serve +1. Swan defends it back. Cross-court the forehand Keys. Swan gets it back, playing at the far end. Backhand up the middle from Keys. Swan with a two-fisted backhand at short. Into the net goes Keys, and Swan gets the break back and tries to pump up the British public. It's 4-all in the second. Swiatek has a game point here to try to get to 2-all. Serves up the tee. Pliskova gets it back. Looped up the line, Swiatek. Pliskova sprinting. Big forehand, ad court corner. Swiatek defends it back, letting it drop. Pliskova off forehand. Hammered back, two-fisted backhand. Swiatek cross-court seared by Pliskova. Defended back by Swiatek. It's long. It's deuce. It's also deuce on court 12 where Nakashima serves, and the forehand return by Struff is into the net. Nakashima's got a game point and a chance to get to a match tiebreak. Covering 3 matches at once here. Exhilarating action on day 4 of the championships. Nakashima a game point to force a tiebreak. Serve up the tee. Struff's return is deep. Backpedaling backhand by Nakashima. Cross-court Struff. It's deep. Nakashima can't get it back. It's deuce. Pliskova gets back the return. Swiatek backpedaling as Pliskova slices a backhand long. Swiatek's got another game point. Nakashima at deuce. Serves up the tee. Blocked back by Struff. Off forehand Nakashima. Steered cross-court by Struff. Sliced back by Nakashima. Picked up on a slice by Struff. And the backhand pass shot by Nakashima is wide. Meanwhile, Pliskova misses a backhand wide here, and Swiatek is held for 2-all. Struff has a match point. Match point for Struff on court 12. 2-all in the second here on center court. Court 12 not too terribly far away from center court around the grounds, of course. As here is Nakashima facing a match point. Big serve out wide. Struff gets it back. Nakashima pulls a forehand up the line. Sliding into it back is Struff, defending it long. And a match point saved by Nakashima. Pliskova serving here and misses long. Second serve, Pliskova. Into the forehand of Swiatek. Flat return into the net. Over on court 12, it's now well over 4 hours. Deuce serve, Nakashima steers it out wide. The return by Struff just missed the line. Nakashima with another game point to force a match tiebreak over there. Pliskova, high ball toss. Serve is into the bottom of the net. And a let on the second serve. Action really picking up here as Nakashima, again with a game point to force a tiebreak in the fifth. Swiatek makes a forehand return. Pliskova spoons a forehand long. Here's the Nakashima serve up the tee. Missed it. Meanwhile, Keys gave up that break in the second set to Swan. Now she's got break points back. Nakashima serves. Struff with a backhand return winner. My goodness. Back to Deuce as Pliskova serves to the forehand of Swiatek. Backhand up the middle. Pliskova steered back by Swiatek deep. Pliskova unable to pick that up off her shoelaces. Forehand is into the net. It's 15-30. Swan has saved a break point. Still has another one to save at 30-40. 4-all second set, down a set to Madison Keys. Deuce again on court 12. Nakashima serves into the net. Served by Pliskova, forehand of Swiatek, off forehand Pliskova. Swiatek steers a backhand cross court. Deep backhand by Pliskova, pushing Swiatek back. Pliskova with the backhand. Swiatek goes up the middle. Pliskova strikes it back, steered back cross court by Swiatek. Cross court the forehand Pliskova. Long rally here, one of the longest of the match. And Pliskova ends it by hitting an off forehand winner up the line in the ad court. Meanwhile, Nakashima gets back to a game point. And Swan has saved her 2 break points and is Deuce with Keys again. Here's Swan serving. Keys hammers a backhand return deep. Swan with a forehand up the middle. Into the Deuce court from Keys, just inside the corner. Into a long rally here, and then Swan is into the net. Keys will have another break point. If she breaks, she'll be at 5-4. She'll serve for the match. Pliskova missed the first serve. So too did Nakashima with a game point at 5-6. Fifth set, court 12. Pliskova serves. Forehand reply by Swiatek. Backpedaling forehand, sharp angle Pliskova. Defended back by Swiatek. It's long. Nakashima serves. Struss makes the return. Cross court the forehand Nakashima. Off the let cord from Struss. Picked up by Nakashima. Into the net goes Struff. It'll be a match tiebreak on court 12. Nakashima and Struff will go all the way. Match tiebreak in a match that's gone over 4 hours. Here's Pliskova serving. Backhand return Swiatek deep. Pliskova can't get it back. It's into the net, and it's Deuce. Nakashima 8-13 in tiebreaks this season. Struff 4-8, so neither have been particularly brilliant in the calendar year in tiebreaks. They've got a tiebreak here to stay in Wimbledon. First to 10, win by 2. Pliskova, meanwhile, serving at Deuce. Swiatek cracks the return, but it's long up the middle. Struff with an ace to start the tiebreak. We will keep you updated on the match tiebreak on court 12. Meanwhile, Keys did get the break on Swan, so Keys will now serve for the match. 5-4 in the second set. Pliskova serves. It's a let. Second serve is up the tee. Swiatek gets it back. Forehand steered by Pliskova. Up the line, Swiatek really good. Pliskova on the stretch. Backhands into the net, and it's Deuce again. We continue to bring you the action on center court as along on court 12. Match tie break. between Nakashima and Struff. Nakashima has won the first 2 points on his racket, so Struff is serving 1-2. Misses up the tee, does Struff. Here's Pliskova serving. Forehand reply by Swiatek puts Pliskova on the back pedal. Forehand up the line, Swiatek. Backhand is wide into the tram lines from Pliskova. Swiatek's got a break point. So a chance for Swiatek to get her first lead of this second set here, and if she gets this break, you do have to feel that she'll be on her way. Madison Keys now serving for the match, as Struff puts away an overhead at the net for 2 points all. Pliskova serving, down a break point. And it's a double fault from Pliskova. Another double fault at a terrible time for Karolina Pliskova, and Swiatek has broken to take the lead in the second set now. Let's continue the action on court 12. 2 points all, Struff serving, and he lashes an ace up the tee, but it's a let. Struff, well, comes right back and hits an ace out wide. So the server has won each of the first 5 points of the match tiebreak on court 12. As they change sides here on center court. Swiatek getting that break, going up 3-2. Meanwhile, Nakashima serves up the tee. Struff blocks it back off forehand. Nakashima up the line. Struff and into the net goes Nakashima, and they will change ends with Struff getting the first mini break of the match tie break. Struff's up 4-2, and Nakashima is up against it. Meanwhile, Keys serving 15-30 as she serves for the match against Swan on the number 1 court. Meanwhile, here on center court, both players back on after a change of ends. Just shy of an hour on court here for Iga Swiatek and Karolina Pliskova. You see the score. A set and a break now for Swiatek. Finish line is just in front of her. Kicks in the serve to the Pliskova forehand. Looped back by Swiatek. Big angled forehand by Pliskova. Misses wide. Swan and Keys into a rally. And Swan has hit a backhand into the net. So Keys is at 30 all. After the change of ends, Nakashima down a mini break. Serves to the backhand of Struff. Then scooped on back by Nakashima. Struff with a cross-court backhand. Just landed the line on that. Continues the rally. Backhand shoveled. Struff, it's long. Serve Swiatek up the tee. Pliskova short ball back. Swiatek steps up, backing up the line. She's at the net. Cuts off a volley. Pliskova up with a lob. Overhead Swiatek athletically hit. Off forehand Pliskova. She's now at the net. She hits a volley cross court. Swiatek up with a lob. Backhand overhead. Pliskova up the line. Swiatek can't get to it. That was one of the best rallies of the match. It's 15 all. Here's Madison Keys serving up the tee. Swan swats it back. Short ball by Keys. Swan steps to a forehand. She's at the net. Slice backhand Keys. Picked up by Swan. Winning volley. Swan saves a match point. Gets to deuce. Andy Murray is in the seats on court 1 watching Keys and Swan. Served by Swiatek out wide. Pliskova short ball back. Swiatek up the line. Comes to the net. Pliskova unable to pass her. The backhand by Pliskova into the net. Also, you have Catherine, Princess of Wales, in attendance. She was on court 18 earlier. She is now on the number 1 court watching Keys and Swan. Keys serves out wide. Swan able to punch the return back. Up the middle goes Keys, and the backhand by Swan is into the net. Second match point for Madison Keys. Hear that first serve clank off the let cord. It's a let for Swiatek. Match point for Keys against Katie Swan. Swan makes the return off forehand Keys. Shoveled back by Swan. Backhand up the middle by Keys. Tossed back up the middle by Swan off forehand Keys. And she's just missed it. Long has Keys. Couple of match points saved by Swan. You hear Pliskova there miss a backhand long. Swiatek at 40-15, a chance to consolidate the break. Meanwhile, Iala has won the second set against Joint, so a third set there, breaking out on court 3. Meanwhile, Nakashima has turned the tiebreak around on Struff. It was 4-2 Struff. It's now 6-4 Nakashima. Boy, it is all kicking off here. Swiatek misses the first serve at 40-15. Keys hits a winner and has a third match point. It's too much to keep up with. Swiatek serves. Forehand reply by Pliskova up the middle. Swiatek steers across court backhand. Pliskova guides it back. Up the middle, Swiatek. Pliskova's forehand is long. Swiatek has consolidated the break, and she's up by 4-2 in this second set. Meanwhile, Keys, third match point, serves. It's a let. Madison Keys at 6-1, 5-4. At the far end, Keys, high ball toss, serve is down. Swan, backhand return up the line. Keys eats it up and scissors a forehand cross court for a winner, and Madison Keys is victorious, knocking out Katie Swan on the number 1 court. Keys takes it 6-1 and 6-4 in just under 90 minutes. Madison Keys moves on into the third round, and it's another British player that will walk away from Wimbledon empty-handed. Keys will move on to play either Amanda Anisimova or Sofia Kenin in the third round. Those two play later today, Anisimova and Kenin. That should be a terrific match, and it will be a terrific match, whoever wins it, to take on Keys. Here on center court, you have Love 15 and into a rally at 2-4 in this second set. Pliskova backhand just hit the baseline, and Swiatek is upset again, and Swiatek has missed a backhand long. This is the second or third time today Swiatek has not agreed with the automated system. Meanwhile, would like for ESPN to get pictures back on court 12 if we could, please, because Nakashima has turned the tiebreak around. As I mentioned, it's now 7-5. Oh, thank you, right on cue. Nakashima's won 5 of the last 6 points. Pliskova hammers a serve. Short ball back, Swiatek. Pliskova to the net with an awkward little drop shot, and Swiatek comes to the net and passes her with a cross-court forehand. It was a terrible attempt at a drop shot from Pliskova. Swiatek got there with plenty of time to spare. Easily comes up with a passing shot winner. Struff serving at 5-7, match tie break on court 12. Meanwhile here, Pliskova, 15-30, missed the first. Struff has also found the net on his first serve. Struff at the far end. Serves to the forehand of Nakashima. Short return. Struff comes to the net with a backhand. Nakashima tries to pass. Struff is there. Good volley. Nakashima up with a lob. Backpedaling and watching it drift wide as Struff into a rally here on center court. Forehand floats long from Swiatek. 30-all. Meanwhile on court 12, it's back to the Nakashima racket at 7-6. Still up a mini break after winning 5 of the last 7 points of that match tie break. Here's Nakashima at 7-6. Served by Pliskova here out wide. Swiatek makes the return. Deep up the middle by Pliskova. Back pedals to hit a forehand. Up the middle, Swiatek. Pliskova forehand cross. Swiatek spoons it back. Forehand cross by Pliskova's long. Swiatek will have a break point into a rally here on court 12. It's Struff with a forehand pulled up the line. Nakashima up with a lob. Struff's got it covered. The overhead is a winner. Struff gets the mini break back at 7 points all in the match tie break. So Struff gets the mini break back. This seesaw match tie break. Meanwhile, Pliskova down a break point. Serves up the tee. Swatted back Swiatek. Off forehand Pliskova. Deep into the ad court corner. Short ball Swiatek. Pliskova tried to go back door. Swiatek gets it back. Pliskova at the net with a volley. Swiatek staggers to it and stokes it wide. Pliskova saves a break point. It's deuce. Meanwhile, Nakashima at 7 points all. serves up the tee. Blocked back short by Struff. Cross-court the backhand, Nakashima at the net. Struff passes him! Struff with a backhand winner blazes it past Nakashima at the net, and Struff with a mini break lead. Pliskova serves out wide. Swiatek punches the return back. Backhand Pliskova picked up and tossed long by Swiatek. Pliskova has saved a break point. Now has a game point. Meanwhile, Struff with a mini break, and it's back to his racket. He can serve out this match here at 8-7. Pliskova serves an ace out wide. So Pliskova holds, does well to save a break point. Hold serve. Meanwhile, Struff with an ace. It's 9-7, and now a match point for Jan-Lennard Struff on court 12. Seesaw, back and forth. Match tie break. Struff trying to end it at the far end. Serves out wide. Ricochets off the let cord. Goes and misses. Be a second serve. Nakashima with a chance to attack. Everyone on court 12 waiting with bated breath. Serve by Struff is in. Bodied back by Nakashima. Forehand by Struff. Up the middle, Nakashima. Steered back on the cross court by Struff. Nakashima shovels it back. Struff steps into a big forehand. Strikes it up the line. It's a winner. And Jan-Lennard Struff completes the 5-set marathon upset, knocking out the 28th seeded Brandon Nakashima. 4 hours and 21 minutes. And Jan-Lennard Struff is moving on. It's a very disappointing exit for Brandon Nakashima out of the University of Virginia. And Struff finds a way. And that match tiebreak, as wild as it gets. Back here on center court, now that Struff has finished the matchup on court 12, so too is Keys on court 1. We'll apply all focus on center court. Swiatek up a break, closing in on the finish line, serves out wide. The return is into the net from Pliskova. Meanwhile, can tell you that Rafael Hodar did come back to beat Pablo Carreño Busta. Return by Pliskova deep. Swiatek picks it up. Backhand by Pliskova, who goes cross-court now with one. Swiatek loops it back. Pliskova cross-court backhand. Backhand cross by Swiatek up the line. Pliskova steered back by Swiatek. Shoveled up the middle by Pliskova. Guided back on an off forehand by Swiatek, and Pliskova unable to defend it back. It's 30-love. Swiatek at the Royal box in, serving to the forehand of Pliskova. Deep return. Backhand is into the net by Swiatek. Iga serves to the backhand of Pliskova. Punch the return deep. Cross-court forehand Swiatek, and Pliskova sprinting forehand is into the net. So Swiatek, 40-15 here. As we all collectively catch our breath through the madness of what the last 15 or 20 minutes have been. Game point, Swiatek, toss up, serve down, big serve up the tee. Pliskova somehow gets it back. Cross-court forehand from Swiatek, scooped ball short by Pliskova. Swiatek's there and eats that up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Forehand winner. And a hold of serve for 5-3, and a game away now from advancing to yet another third round at a major. Action on court 3, third set underway. Ayala with an opening game break of Maya joint, so she'll look to consolidate, will the Filipino, as Pliskova serves too deep. Also, Marta Kostyuk just underway with Anna Blinkova on court 18. That could be a very long match. Those two play very long rallies. In fact, they've already played 22 minutes. They've only completed 5 games. Short return of Swiatek. Pliskova to the net. Forehand cross. Up with a lob. Swiatek in the overhead is poorly struck by Pliskova. Never got on top of it. And it's long up the middle from Pliskova on the overhead. She's serving to stay in Wimbledon here. But it would seem as if this has been an uphill climb all day long for the former finalist here and former world number 1. Pliskova serves, forehand reply Swiatek up the line, forcing Pliskova to stretch out. Up the line, forehand Swiatek, backhand by Pliskova. She's all the way out of the court, and Swiatek, all she had to do was just aim the forehand anywhere inside the lines for a winner. That's what she's done. It's love 30. Ayala did consolidate the break. She's up 2-love, third set on court 3. Serve out wide Pliskova. Scoop back by Swiatek at a very sharp angle. How did she do that? And Pliskova, with those long strides, had to gallop to that short ball at an angle and could not get it up over the net. And off of that, Iga Swiatek has arrived at a batch of match points. Love 40. Pliskova serves up the middle. Swiatek makes the return. Pliskova backpedaling forehand. High looping ball. Swiatek at the net. Comes up and stokes away a forehand winner into the ad court. And that's how it finishes. A stylish finish for Swiatek. Breaks at love to secure a spot into the third round here. The reigning champion was a bit aggravated at times today, but played much better than she did, much more composed than she did in her first round on Tuesday. And Swiatek takes it 6-1 and 6-3. One-way traffic in the end against the former finalist, Karolina Pliskova. And Swiatek has done a very good job indeed navigating this tricky start to her draw. 3-set win over Townsend, straight set win over Pliskova. She moves on to the third round. She will await the winner of that Ayala and joint match, and that could be a very tricky match as well, especially if it is Ayala, who is a seeded player and has skyrocketed up the rankings over the last 12 or 15 months. Of course, if it's Maya joint, she's the player that knocked out Serena Williams here on Tuesday. Pliskova walks off. The 34-year-old will not make it past the second round here at the championships this year. Outclassed today by Iga Swiatek, as Iga gets a victory that was perhaps more straightforward than most people thought it would be. A lot of people came into it thinking that it could be tricky. In the end, though, Iga Swiatek reigns supreme on center court. It's her 9th consecutive match victory here at Wimbledon. We'll hear from Iga, and she packs up the bag and will talk to the BBC here, and we'll talk to all of you listening at home or wherever you are on this Thursday at just shy of 3 p.m. in London. First set only took 25 minutes. Second set was a little bit more of a battle at 44 minutes. It ends up in an hour 9. 1-3 for Iga Swiatek. Let's go courtside.
Congratulations on a fantastic win. You look sharp, you look intense. We saw your reaction after your win in the first round and how emotional you were. How are you feeling today after this victory?
More stable, and that's good. No, I mean, for sure, you know, the first round was really emotional, but today I felt like, you know, it's another day in the office. I need to be ready, be sharp, make good decisions. So, you know, it's always better when you're able to do that, and today was a good day for sure. I was consistent, I had a good level of focus, so I'm really happy with the performance.
I was just listening to Martina Navratilova talking about your performance today. She actually gave you an A+ for your effort out on the court today. What do you think of that? Do you think it's A+?
Wow. Well, wow. Thanks for that. You know, when legends like that say nice things about you, it means a lot, and it's basically why you try to be the best tennis player possible, you know, for people to appreciate it. So I'm really happy that you know, she's saying that, and I don't know if it was A+. Sometimes, you know, it was a tricky game, especially with the wind. Sometimes the balls were really low and like far away from you. So some, you know, especially last game, I felt like I played so many like dirty shots, not really controlling that much. But you know, if you keep your margins, it goes in. So maybe not A+, but B, I would say. Yeah.
You're up against, obviously, a very tough opponent, Karolina Pliskova, who's been to the final here at Wimbledon. There were moments where she showed her quality, particularly in the second set. How did you hold your nerve through that moment, and what did you do then that really pleased you most?
Well, honestly, I just believe that I can be the more solid player on the court. So even when she was playing fast and flat, you know, I knew that my spin, you know, gives me control. So I had things to like challenge her with, and I was aware of that. So it really gave me a lot of belief. And at that moment where it got more tight, I knew I can use it, and I'm really happy with that.
And have you got all the towels that you need?
Well, there are 2 more there, I guess, in the green boxes, but I was ashamed to ask, so I'm going to stick with the 4 ones that I got. Okay.
I'm sure you'll get an opportunity to get some more. Congratulations, Iga Swiatek.
Thank you.
Victorious yet again is Iga. As I mentioned, 9 straight match victories now at Wimbledon. And the reigning champion onto the 3rd round. As I said, tricky early round draw for Iga. She's maneuvered the first 2, but again, either Maya Joint or Alex Ayala in the 3rd round. We'll see how comfortable she looks against whoever comes out on top of that match. And of course, that match going on as we speak, with Ayala up a break in the decisive set on Joint. 2-love in the 3rd. Ayala in front. As I believe we're going to bring in Josh Birch here, post-match.
Hello.
JB, hello to you. And, well, it was a pretty straightforward match here, but it got really mental for a 20 or 30-minute stretch there, trying to, with everything else breaking out around it. But Iga Swiatek looks very good start for the reigning champion, who still does admit she's not overly comfortable on this surface here at Wimbledon.
Yeah, we saw that on the match on Tuesday, didn't we, about how she was losing her footing a little bit more, slipping and sliding, a lot more controlled there, but won it in the 2 sets, didn't have to go to a 3rd set decider, but it got close, Matthew, it got close. And I think for Iga, she can now just take a bit of a break, that she's on a little bit more of a roll going forward. And beautiful weather as well. Just the perfect conditions. Not too hot, nice and sunny, low humidity. Compared to next week, where temperatures are going to skyrocket, especially over the weekend. That's going to be, I think, the big worry in terms of the temperature and heat going up, because she doesn't play good in those conditions. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how far it goes as we get ready for the 2nd match in centre court.
Hello.
So,
Hi, JT.
oh, there's JT. Hello, JT.
I heard earlier on that he's calling both games
With
centre court and court 12.
Doing 3 at one time at one point there, with Keys and Swan coming towards an end. That was absolutely crazy.
Yes, because BBC deciding to move the #1 court game from BBC 2 to BBC 1, which came on air after the news, and moving centre court to BBC 2 when they could have just kept court 1 on BBC 2 and started the new broadcast with centre court. But It is what it is.
It's the BBC. Are we really surprised that they have
No.
these? There's a reason that they don't have Formula One anymore. So yeah, I've got a haircut at 4 o'clock, so I'm hoping to have the third game of the day to get ready for the British Grand Prix. I've been doing all the prep work today for Silverstone, and all the others got Formula E as well. Clashing, I think they've got one of their first practice sessions with the support session, so that's going to be a lot of fun. But I think all rounder, Matthew, we've got an interesting weekend. Not so bad that we end NASCAR this weekend, and then the England match starts 1 a.m. our time.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, isn't the game during NASCAR?
It is, yes. Great.
What, there's a game during NASCAR?
Yeah, so the games bracket around NASCAR. What is it? Brazil and Norway at 4, NASCAR at 6, Mexico and England at 8.
Oh,
Lovely.
So yeah, the England match will be alongside NASCAR at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely.
well, I'm on the England. I'm watching England, so I think NASCAR might have to have a new commentary team for that one.
Wow, I see how it is.
It will be a very interesting weekend, that's for sure. Well, Iga Swiatek the victory here, 6-1 and 6-3 over Karolina Pliskova. Guys, thank you as always. Amazing as always, you two are, and I will bid you farewell, and I will wish you the best of luck with the match later today. Rybakina and McNally. Rybakina, the former Wimbledon champion, against a very capable Katie McNally from Cincinnati, Ohio. Hope you enjoy that match.
Matthew, before you go,
Yes.
I would like you to know that I was so close to not getting out of bed.
You had an opportunity to sleep more than I did. I think I got 6 hours last night.
Incredible.
But no football for me tonight, so it'll be fine.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I need to check the schedule. Then.
Nothing for me tonight. Took tonight off to get the tennis in this morning. So. JB, enjoy Rybakina and McNally later. Before that, Archer Feast and Matteo Berrettini here on Center Court, which you can hear on JB Sport. But for us here at USN, match of the day complete. With Swiatek winning it. We'll sign off of USN for JB, JT. I'm just MO. That's it for us today on USN. Stay tuned later today for Spain and Austria. That's about 5 hours from now, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Until then, tune into JB Sport for more coverage of